Hello. Um, today's topic will be how very brief introduction, I mean very brief, how to create a mathematics quiz using Chat GPT. Now, my disclaimer is that I'm going to be demonstrating this for a very, very narrow range of math quiz problems. And I have not explored this with more advanced topics. The topics I'm going to talk about is something you might be doing in Calculus 1, maybe a little bit of Calculus 3, and some elementary differential equations. Um, so there's very much that I will not be exploring here. This is just a very brief introduction to this. So let's go ahead and share the screen here. And let's just take a look. All right, get rid of this. So, first of all, you log into your Chat GPT. And you can see there's something about the bears here. Now, here's how I'm going to start it. Suppose I want to create a quiz. And I handwritten, now there is an automatic, you can create quizzes automatically by saying, give me a quiz of so many calculus problems or whatever. But I'm assuming that you want to select the problems yourself. So what I did is I hand wrote on, something like a Big Chief tablet, um, a quiz. And let's see here. And this is from let's see right here. I should have had this more organized, but let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Fake quiz, and let's take a look here. Open this up. All I did was take a picture of what I wrote, and I just wrote down some problems here like that. All right. And I say create a multiple choice quiz with I use LaTeX, but you could use word output. Shuffle the answers. And hit return. And what you'll see right here is it's going to take a little bit. And and notice it did give you a little bit of a prompt based on one of my not quite so well thought out um, questions. And I just went ahead and copied this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make a new file, and I'm using make text here. And you got to save it before you compile it. So let's save it as um, new fake quiz. And then let's go ahead and do the quick build. And let's see what it does. And we can see right here, this gives you a complete quiz. Now, you can fix this formatting if you want to by using the tech code. But one of the things I did, and I went ahead and checked it, the correct answers are in fact there. And you can see how it predicts the usual student mistakes. And this one here, I did modify the handwritten thing to say which of the following multiple ones apply, and I did include as one of the possibilities 1 minus cosine squared x. So you can make modifications like that. And here's a difference quotient. Simplify this. And all of these, the correct answer is available for all of them. It does give you an answer key, and this is the shuffle. If you don't do shuffle answer, you're likely to get the same answer. given for every one, but it's as simple as that. You take your paper, write it down by hand, ask it to do a multiple choice quiz for you, LaTeX output, and it goes pretty automatic. So now, getting back to our Chat GPT here, let's go ahead and let's do with a little bit more advanced material. And this thing here was a handwritten quiz, and it includes, as you can tell, um, it gives you a definite integral, a UU substitution. Indefinite integral, this one does not have an elementary solution. A couple of easy derivative problems, a derivative problem, integral problem, a domain problem, a elementary related rate, uh, a differential equations, an elementary differential equation with a forcing function, one where you'd have to use would have to use variation of parameters. I deliberately gave it something that would require either an integral answer or a SIX function answer, and I asked it to do a curl. Let's see what it does here. And let's say generate a multiple choice quiz, shuffle answers, LaTeX output, and see what it does. And so it's working. And when I did this before, I did check the answers, and the answers were in fact correct. And notice it uses those package, the AMS package. You see it working away. And we can do a copy. Go to your favorite tech editor or overleaf, if you will. You have to save this particular package, you do have to save it before it will compile. And do a quick build. And let's see what he gets. And you can see right here, this does give you the correct answer. And it's not all A. Notice this one does recognize that this is the primitive is not an elementary function. You could program it to say, provide a series answer if you wish. There's an elementary substitution one. There's a nice little derivative one. This thing right here gives you, it's very picky about making sure what the domain is. And here it does include -2 and -1, which would be a mistake. It does handle the related rate problem easily. It handles this differential equation problem relatively easy. Undetermined coefficients works really well here. This does use a variations of parameter technique, and realizing that without using the SI function, you would leave the answer like this. And it does also compute the curl very easily, with this being the correct answer here. Now notice that ChatGPT, for those unfamiliar, and well, let's just see what it says here. It does give you a little bit of a caution. Well, at least the first time I ran it, it did. But there's the tech display. And if you told it instead to solve, it and you give it something that's a little bit more friendly for variation of parameters, it does it quite easily and gives you the steps here. So the reason it gave an integral answer to the problem I wrote down on the paper was because I gave it the forcing function was not one that gives you a nice closed form formula without using the SI of X function. So, I mean, I'm sure many of you already knew how to do this, but it was kind of new to me and kind of fun. So thanks for watching.